it's Lori from Stampinology. Thanks for joining me today. I have a card class for you. I hope that you're really going to enjoy. This is a class that was presented to the demonstrators. It was called Creativity Now. And I found out we were allowed to share this with you guys. And yeah, I just had to. This gorgeous card does two things. First, it makes my heart happy because it's so pretty. But secondly, this is a gem. This is a Stashbuster, guys. This is how this card works. You undo the ribbon, okay, and then open it like this. Yeah, isn't that gorgeous? What a way to use your papers. And I'm also going to be showing you how to make an envelope to go with it. Yay! I made another one here out of the Painterly Pears paper, which I think is so gorgeous. And I love this kind of mossy, well, actually it is mossy meadow and gold is the color. But that ribbon is just fantastic. And this is, I thought it would be nice to show a way to use this set, which people think of as Christmas, but not necessarily in a Christmas way. So anyway, this is what you can do with this set. But today I'm going to, when I show you how to do this, I'm going to step it up a notch. We're going to do it a little bit differently. So, you know, you've got a lot more options out there. Oh, here's the Painterly Pears envelope. Isn't that pretty? I just love that funky color. I don't know. I didn't think when I saw the Darling Duckling, I thought, well, you know, we've got a nice yellow and daffodil, but this has sort of a, I don't know, it's sort of a grayish yellow, kind of muted, but you can see it's perfect with the mossy greens. And anyway, you guys know all that. Let me put this aside. Today, I'm going to be using the Traditions of Christmas Suite. And these papers are just gorgeous. This is the plain back sides here, as you can see. And this side is beautiful. Look at that. We've got this one and that one, which this is the one we're using today. Look at this red. Oh my God. Isn't that amazing? I love that. And what else? I think there's another one down here. Yeah, here's another one that's mostly red. Look how pretty that is. And that's got that secret sea in the background. So anyway, this is absolutely beautiful paper. Although I tell you, I love Stampin' Up! Papers. So what can I say? Oh, and the other one, this is the Peace on Earth card. This is featuring the Peaceful Garden Suite. So that's what that one looks like. So if you want to look those guys up to do. Now, all of these measurements come to you from Stampin' Up! And I say that quite clearly in my blog. So anything that you miss here, be sure you know you can always go on the blog and look it up. It's called the Trifoam card on the blog. So let us get to the fun part. Oh, this is more of the suite. I wanted to show this to you. This is the labels I'm going to use today. I'm going to use Sending Love and Joy and Merry Christmas. And the traditional labels dies. Now, guys, I got to show this to you because this is going to be one you're going to want to get this one. Even if you don't, this is going to last you all year round. I can see so many uses for all of these sort of traditional looking labels. So especially I love this. So anyway, that's traditional labels. It's the matching die set to this traditional labels. And then the stamp set is Christmas Greenery, which you can see these are bits that you saw from the paper, and it has a die set as well to cut those out. And this is what I call a two-stage set, so you can actually go back, stamp this outline, then stamp your poinsettia, and then the flowers, and then the leaves. And of course, in this point, you got the bow. This is an interesting one because you can add color to this. So in other words, if you stamp this in black, you could take and do that in the green and then sort of overstamp it. Okay, that's how that works. Look at this gorgeous ribbon. We're going to be using that today. That's called Real Red Half Inch Shiny. And who doesn't love shiny? Now, this is the wonderful, I don't know, sequins, I suppose you call them. Yeah, traditional sparkling sequins. This comes in the suite. But today, since I am going to be using where are you? This, the wreath embossing folder. I'm going to step out a little bit, and we're going to use the berries on the wreath, because Christmas wreath. So I'll get this stuff to side, and let's get into some fun measurements. All right, we're going to use almost the entire sheet of paper here of the 12 by 12 or 30.5 by 30.5. And your first piece that you're going to cut is, it is 10.2 centimeters this way by the entire length, which is 30.5. If you are working with me in Imperial, this is going to be 4 inches by 12 inches. And we're going to put this in our paper cutter. Now, whichever way you want the outside to be, put that side up for the best fold. I couldn't decide if I wanted that side up or this side up. So, I don't know. I folded it a couple of times. I'm going to go with this one for the outside, simply because you see more of the paper on the inside. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. All right, so our first score mark is 5.1 centimeters, and the second one is 19 centimeters. So in the Imperial world, it is 2 inches and 7.5. And then you're going to fold this to the inside like that. Actually, it'll be, well, this one, these are folded, whoops, come here. This one is folded with the top this way, but we're going to change it up. We're going to turn it this way and fold it like that. All right, while we're cutting on our paper, let me go ahead and give you the envelope sizes, and then we'll just have the big pieces cut and set aside already. So for our envelope, take the other half of your DSP. Now, I've made this, I left the pieces on, so your DSP is going to be big like that. So what you're going to do, this is how much you have left over, which is really, I mean, when you're talking a whole sheet of paper, that's not much. But it is enough to do another card with, or decorations on another card, let's put it that way. All right, so we're going to go across the top. We have 17.2 centimeters, and down the side, we have 23.5. So I did the 17 first, and then I cut it off that way. So I had more of a chunk on the bottom. But, you know, you do you, guys. Now, if you are working with me on Imperial, this is 6 3/4 by 9 1/4 this way. Now, we're going to put this in our, I use a paper trimmer, but if you've got a scoreboard, put it in your scoreboard. And on one side, you're going to score down this length like this, 1.3 centimeters or 1/2 inch. Same thing for the other side. So what I did is, because I wanted my folds to go this way, remember, I put the side up that I want out. So this side, flip it around, do this side. Now you're going to put it into your paper trimmer or your scoreboard this direction. And you're going to come in this way, and you're going to do 7.6 centimeters, and again at 18.4 centimeters, or 3 inches and 7 1/4. So we'll set this aside for now, and we'll work on this in a minute. But now we've got all our DSP cut and out of the way. So now we have the fun part. Now, by changing it up, I'm going in this direction. As you can see, they use in the piece on our suite. This is the pretty one that comes with it. So I wanted to use the Gorgeous folder. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the one I just had. What did I do with it? Okay, losing my mind. Okay, no, I'm not losing my mind. It's been gone a long time. We're going to use this. And I have a tip for doing this. This is a big embossing folder, as you can see, and it's beautiful. It's a 3-dimensional one, and it will do pretty much hang off a whole card. So what I did is, since my card is going to be this orientation instead of that orientation, I kind of looked for the widest part, and the widest part was there on the wreath. So I took a quarter sheet of paper and I lined it up so that I had the hole in the wreath in the center, like that. And then I ran it through. I did that because I originally had a small piece cut. And I tried to get it to stay in here while I tried to fold this down. And I couldn't get it to stay in here straight. My hands are dry, so every time I would move my fingers, I just really had a tough time with it. So, you know, I just kind of gave up and said, do it with a big piece of paper and then trim it down later. But I will give you the size of this piece. Now, this is different from this size piece. So if you want this size, go onto the website again. But this piece is 8 centimeters by 10.5 or 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. All right, so you're going to run that through your machine. And I did not want to use dimensionals here because I didn't want it poking up so much. You've really got to make sure you don't have too much up so it'll still fit in the envelope. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what this color is, this is the ever beautiful shaded spruce. I just absolutely adore this blue-green color. It's not listed as one of the colors on their Traditions paper, but, ooh, I think I might have put some glue where I don't want it. Yeah, I did. All right, so line this up so it sits, we've got pretty much equal top and bottom and equal left and right. And then if you did like I did and screw this up, I'm just going to wipe that off. Now, it'll still be a little bit sticky, but I'll go after it when it gets dry with my eraser here. So we got that part done. Now, for the label, I used this one, and I used the Merry Christmas, like I mentioned before when I showed it to you. I don't need that. I don't need this. I tried it in gold, and I tried green, and I don't know. I wound up, so here's the green one. I tried that, which looks good, but I just liked the red. I did gold. The gold was fun, but I realized the gold had a couple of, you ever get that? You sort of have a misfire when you're working with embossing powder. I think everybody has. So anyway, what we're going to do with this, now that this is attached down, this is where our ribbon is going to be threaded through. This has little legs on it here. I didn't realize that. They're top and bottom as well. So you're going to cut a piece of ribbon. In this case, I've used that red satin ribbon. The original directions, I think they made this ribbon a little bit long, but I don't know. I didn't make this one quite as long as the original instructions. The original instructions has this ribbon set to 66 centimeters or 26 inches. And I think I only did one. This is, oh, I've got the inch side up. Look at that. Okay. Well, so this is not quite 60 inches. But you threaded this through here, like this. Come on. So if you had a larger ribbon, this would be pretty too. Now in our original, we threaded it through a slot in the bottom, which is nice. That's a good one. And did it over the top like this. So with this one, we are threading it through here, and we're going to set this up about where we want it to be. We're going to close our card up. because we know this is going to be here. Now, this one will be put in here with dimensionals. So line my ribbon up, and you're going to take the ribbon down to where you have roughly, pull it through until your tails are going to be equal up here like this. So hold it up and even up your tails. Go on. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like that. Now, I like good old sellotape to hold this down in the back. You can hold it down with the dimensionals we're about to use, but I think the sellotape just gives it a little added extra oomph, especially if you're going to be tying and untying the ribbon. You want to make sure that this stays down well. And oop, go back here. Do your best to get it straight. See how dry I am? Every time I touch the ribbon, it goes flopping around. Right. That is attached down. Let me get my wonderful Stampin' Dimensionals here. And we're going to place these in here. Rid of those, and you know they'll be all over the house. I will probably find these in the kitchen, in the bathroom. Last time I was crafting, I found a couple in the bathroom. So we're going to line this up where we want it to sit, and put it like this. And let's put some shinies on here. I love these berries. I bought 2 packs last year. I don't know why, but I guess because I really loved them. So this is the second pack because I actually did use up the other one. So let's put some pretty berries on here. Let's put this one here. And how about there? And should we pop a single in? I don't know. Another triple or a single? I think I'll do the single. All right, there we go. Now we've got some shinies on here. Can't proceed without shinies, you know. Now, the only thing left to do is the inside. I cut a piece, where'd it go? I cut a piece of white cardstock for the inside, and let me give you some numbers for this. Great, I can't see my numbers. Oh, there we go. All right, here we go, here we go. 8.9 centimeters by 12.7, or if you work in an imperial, 3.5 by 5. Now I played with this because I like to stamp the inside when I can. This is another one of the greetings from that set, which is just wonderful. I tried it on plain white. It looked naked. I tried it green the first time around, and I just wasn't, even though it matches the green on the outside, the pale I didn't like. So I wound up using red on the inside like this, and I do like to have a little bit of space in my Christmas cards to write because sometimes mine go all the way back to the States, so that's quite a bit. So that is what I did for the inside of this one. You can go as fancy on the inside as you want. My original piece on Earth here had a die cut piece on the inside. It's stamped with one of the other things, a little bit of inking on the corners and then a die cut. So I kept the inking idea here to keep it, give it a little bit of cohesion. There's not a lot of green in this paper, but there's enough that this works. So let's turn this over. And we're going to do this in the center here. All right. See what I mean by you see a lot more of the pattern on the inside than you would on the outside because it's quite strong. And then to finish off, you pull it around, and I'm going to fumble with tying a bow here. Forgive me. I am the worst bow tyer ever. I try to pre-tie everything. This ribbon is just so beautiful. Well, okay, who am I fooling? It's shiny. I love it. I love shiny. But I kind of like how big it is with the with this card. This sort of simple, but the big bow kind of makes a difference. And I would trim that before I actually mailed it, but I'm not going to do that now because I'll probably be doing some photographs and stuff with it. But there you go. That is the Christmas card, or a Christmas card that is quick to make, simple. If you wanted to make a ton of these, but this method with this card base and the other card, you could do anything with it. Literally anything. Oh, the envelope. Let's make the envelope. Where are you, envelope pieces? There you go. Envelope, super easy. I gave you the numbers here. And now what we have to do is some trimming. You're going to trim away the top part here, just where and go slightly to the inside of that score line, because you don't want the score line to show up on the edge. It looks a little weird. Come on. So I hate fussy cutting because I'm shaky. I don't hate fussy cutting. I don't fussy cut where anybody can see me. How's that? I've been known to take a whole sheet of paper and sit and fussy cut in front of the television. In fact, I might do that with one of these. There's one with the larger patterns. It's really pretty. And I checked and it doesn't... One of them fits. The die cut fits the pattern in the paper, which I love. I've done that with the pears quite a few times because the Painterly pears has that, where you can just die cut the picture, and then they're beautiful. But I think I want some smaller ones to do. Okay. Now, this next part is not necessary, but I think it looks nice. So you can either do this with, oh, I've lost it. There it is. Making a mess. You can either do this with a corner rounder or with a pair of scissors. Like I said, I think it looks really nice if you round the corners, if you take a minute to do it. So I'm just going to go with the big round here. Nope, not going to be able to do those. But I can do this, so. Or like I said, you could take a coin and draw around that and do it. Now we're going to fold it like this. Something very important to do right now is, as we're folding this, get your card out. I haven't had a problem doing mine, but I had a friend that hers didn't fit right. So it's one of my colleagues. So she said, follow directions, make sure you check and see, All right, that is going to go. It'll be a little fat with my big fat bow, but when I go to put it in here, I'll turn it sideways so it rests down. The other thing to notice too is before you glue, fold it up. See how we've got a funny edge there? That needs to be trimmed. We'll check the top as well. Yep, the bottom folds fine. Yep, and now let's check the top. Yep, we got a funny corner here. That's interesting. Slightly more than a funny corner. Well, that's what your scissors are for. All right, and you want to put, see that's, I'm going to do that one as well. Now the top bits obviously can be trimmed afterwards. So you can see there's not, you can't really tell unless it's pointed out that it's slanted. But it means your envelope will close nice. And the other advantage of envelopes, I don't know if you guys do this, I send out a lot of Christmas cards, and I have a tendency to make labels. I use every label maker, so these are perfect because you can just take your labels and put them right on here, and they're beautiful. Especially if you go with the Christmas theme. I'm going to put some glue here. You want to be sure and put your glue on this side. And you don't want any spoogies, so be really careful with the glue. And do let your envelope dry really well before you put anything in it, or it'll pop right back open. Okay. And here we go. One envelope and Christmas card ready to go. Well, of course, after we put our fondest sentiments inside. Okay, I hope you guys loved this class. We made a lot of fun things in this class. Here's another, here's another one of the things we made is this awesome box, and I will be demonstrating that one for you in another video coming up soon. So there were 2 cards. This is the thing about Stampin' Up! Classes. And I'm so excited to tell this. Stampin' Up! Has classes a couple of times a year for their demonstrators. But coming in next month in October, they're going to be running a class for demonstrators, but actually for anyone, for customers, demonstrators, anyone who wants to sign up. So check with your Stampin' Up! People if you're interested in attending one of these classes. You always get your money's worth. Like I said, this had 3 cards and the box. And this is just really valuable because I'm excited to be able to use up paper I've gotten out. Like I said, I got out this paper to do. I've got out some, I had some Christmas paper last year that was like 12, and I'm probably going to be sending some of those out too because it looks gorgeous set up like this. And I can use this same setup here and make it quicker. All right, that's it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful crafty afternoon, and I will catch you next time. If you liked this video, I hope you give me a heart if you're looking at it on Facebook. And if you are watching it on YouTube, a thumbs up is always good. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this content. All right, guys. Later.